It was a cold, scary night. We were all so hungry. Mother knew that trails were the only way of finding food. She ran back and forth, trying to make sure that we were all fine, but my sister Shade, she was dying. I knew that Mother just didn't want me to be sad. But I still was, 'cause I was so scared. Soon I saw a big creature. It was blocking the way to the food. Mother tried to break through, but it bit at her. I was terrified as it ran away. Oh, Mama, I wish that I knew this now and what to do. It ran away, but Sister was so hungry. She told us to stay close, and Sister wasn't with us anymore. I was scared of what might be happening as she walked away. Was Sister all right? Was she going to be better when we came back? I followed Mother. I was so scared, terrified. We came across something strange. A bit of a net kind of thing. She smelled it, and I'm not sure what happened next, but it was as if memories were being unlocked. I knew that Sister wasn't going to follow us, but she kept on following the food. At this point, I smelled it now. There were other trails too, garbage of sorts. We were all so hungry. I wasn't sure what to do. We smelled smoke in the air. I saw a big creature. Mother must have seen it too because she tried to go around, but there was a huge machine blocking it. We would have to go through to get to the food. Normally we wouldn't have done this, but we were so desperate. What could we have done if not? She snuck across the path. I hoped that the dog wouldn't see us. It was so scary and big, but then it ran at us. It actually ran at us. I was so scared, Mama, and I wasn't sure what to do as it bit down on you. It was so scary, Mama. I wish you were here. It had been a few years since what happened with Mama and siblings. I was an adult wolf now, and there was a big fire. I was expecting pups too. I wondered what was going on. Elk and other creatures ran by me. I was so scared, Mama. I didn't know what to do. They ran and kicked. One of them even almost trampled me. I had to climb so many tall walls, and I was getting exhausted. I didn't know what to do. I just ran, followed all the other animals. I saw all the buildings, but soon a log fell in front of me. I tried my best to dig through, and eventually it worked. Would I even survive through this? What might happen? I ran so fast, Mama. I wasn't sure what else I could do. And I wasn't sure if this would be the end. I saw rabbits, but there wasn't time to hunt. If only there was. I saw tons of other human stuff. The flames licked up my pelt, but soon a tree fell. I tried to dig under it, but I couldn't. It was too hot. It was already on fire. I had to run back the other way. I wasn't sure where to go, but then I saw a rock that I could climb up. My pelt was getting so hot, Mother. I didn't know what to do. It was all so scary. I had to climb up this big post thing that I assumed the humans had built. It smelled of ash, but that may have just been the flames. I wasn't sure. I could feel my heart pounding in my ears as I ran. I was so terrified. Soon I came to a cliff. I ran back the other way, but there was fire. I had to go back. But it was so scary. Then, Mama, an elk came. I backed away, but it came running at me, and I fell. I fell so hard. It hurt so bad, Mother. I think that the elk is seriously wounded. I wanted to help it, but I couldn't. I had to go now. I was so much in pain. I could feel something wrong inside, as if I had been broken. I walked across the pavement, but then a huge orange thing ran past me. I watched as it left, scared and wanting to get home as soon as possible, but I didn't have a home. Where could I go? I didn't know. I wished that Mama and Sister were here. But they weren't. They weren't here to guide me. I knew that having pups in this time would be so dangerous. It would be so scary, too. What if those humans came after me? I climbed a few more walls. I saw huge metal things with big lights on them. I didn't know if that was some kind of human area where they would live or not. But I was so scared. I found what looked like it could work as a den. It wasn't that stable. But then, suddenly, a human turned around. It was dressed in crazy stuff. And there was Robot, or I think that's what it was, back from when you were my mama, Mama. I went into the den, terrified. I knew that I would have pups soon, but I was so scared, Mama. I really was. Mama, I have pups now. 4 of them. They're so beautiful. I named them Sandy, Shade, Alaska, and Flame. I named them Shade because I miss her, Mama. I miss her so much. Is she still alive? You never answered that question. It was too late. I was so worried, Mama. I didn't know if I could do it. Flame stood up, and I felt all the mother's love rush over me. He was so beautiful. I opened my eyes. The rain was thundering outside. The den was pretty large enough for me and my 4 cubs once they grew bigger. But Mama, what if I can't do it? I'll do it for you, Mama. I promise. I'll do it for you. I woke up and I could tell that it was night, but it would be sunrise soon. I didn't want any of the humans coming after me or my pups. That would be so scary. I knew that I had to go find food for them. I sniffed the air and I actually smelled something, Mama. I knew that I wouldn't let them down. I didn't want to, and I couldn't. If I let them down, then they would die. Like Shade and you, Mama. I pounced on a fish. The cold water soaked my face. I looked all around, wondering if this was going to be enough for my babies. If only you could have taught me how to hunt, Mama, before you died. I was so scared. I knew that I didn't want to be driven to eat scraps like we were forced to. But extinction was going to come upon us, and I knew it. I knew that. It was so scary. I went back into the den, hoping the fish would be enough for all 4 of us. But what if it wasn't? Alaska seemed a little hungrier than the rest, and Flame was getting a little restless. But if none of them leave the den, it should be fine, right, Mama? I look out of the den. I see smoke in the distance, and I wonder what's happening, what could be happening. I have to find more food now, Mama. But I'll see you eventually. Right, Mama? I found a vole, Mama. I hunted it all on my own. I can't believe that I was actually able to catch it, although it was hard. I hate to think about what that might mean if I have to hunt something bigger. My pups are so beautiful. I hope that they all survive. I love you so much, Mama. I miss you and Shade. I don't know what happened to Dusty. I hope he's all right, like me. Maybe he lived. I'm not sure though, Mama. I have to rest now. I woke up. I heard a loud bang, and my puppy Yip. When I woke up, Flame was gone. I'm so scared. I saw a weird thing that looked like it might have been a fish, but it smelled of ash. I sniffed it, and I remembered, Mama. I remembered. It felt like right before you were taken. It felt like I was getting some scent image of sorts. I chased after it as fast as I could. I swear I did, Mama. I saw a glove, or I think that's what it was. I was told about them. I could smell the blood. I knew that Flame had tried to bite it, but with such a young pup, their teeth would be too small. I saw something, and it smelled terrible. I knew that they had traveled on their water vehicles across the lake. There would be no chance, but I still chased after them anyway. But then I realized if I chased after them, the rest of my cubs may starve. I didn't want that. If that happened, I couldn't forgive myself. I was brokenhearted, Mama, but I had to do what was best for everyone. If I didn't, then what kind of mama would I be? I was terrified for what might be happening to poor baby. What if Flame was dead, or worse? I looked around. I couldn't dig under the snow. It was too thick for my small claws. I decided that if I went back, maybe I would find something else. Maybe if I went the other way, that I don't go. Food was running scarce in that direction. So perhaps it wasn't in the direction I don't hunt. Or is there a reason I don't hunt there? Is there, I wonder? I saw a huge metal plaque. I decided that I would try to dig under it, but the snow was way too thick for me to dig under. I decided to go the other way. Perhaps this way would have food too. I sniffed. I didn't smell anything. I actually didn't smell anything but smogs and the smoke in the air from the humans' pollution. I couldn't smell any food. There were tons of dead vehicles. I wondered if the humans were going away now. Wouldn't that be amazing, Mama? And are you watching me? Do you know if they're going away? Are you watching them too? I traveled across a frozen lake, hoping that it didn't crack under my paws, but I had to eat. I saw something. I wasn't sure what it was. It looked like some kind of bug. I dropped it, wondering if I should eat it, but I decided in the end that it would be enough. Suddenly I stumbled in the ice and I lost it. I scrabbled around, but I realized that it was still alive. Where could it be? Where was it? I decided that I would have to go search for more food. What rotten luck. I knew that night would be ending soon, but I saw a little bag. I took a bit of food and I found what appeared to be some kind of fish scrap. I was done with fish though, but it was enough. I didn't want fish to take my baby like before, even if it wasn't a real fish. I ran home as fast as I could, but I saw humans. I was so scared for my babies. I didn't know what way to run. I decided that I would take the longer way. It would be safer that way. Right, Mama? Or is there something else that I don't know about that's coming? My pups were grateful for the food. It was much more effective than I thought. I decided to take the little fish thing that wasn't actually a fish and put it in the den as a toy. I know that it's not Flame, but it kind of makes me remember him. Oh, Mama, I hope you're watching me. My puppies ran away last night, although you probably know it, Mama, as tonight. I'm not sure how time works up there, where it's always night. All the time is tonight, isn't it? My puppies are grown now, and all of them are fine. I managed to catch up to them and scold them. I love them so much. Sandy, Shade, Alaska. My beautiful little pups. I decided that today I might search for my pup again, now that they're outside of the den and don't need to eat as much. I hoped that wouldn't be some kind of grave mistake. But what could be out here that's dangerous? I wasn't sure. I had never seen anything that seemed super mean. I followed after the scent. I smelled some food, and I knew this was also the way I had to go. I decided that I would look for Baby after. High chances were... I can't even say it, Mama. It's too sad to bear. I saw something big, black and white. I decided to leap at it. It bit my leg. It really hurt, Mama. I wasn't sure what to do. I knew that it was hiding food, but it was too strong. We were evenly matched, Mama. I ran. Was that the right decision? Or was it not? I wasn't sure. I decided perhaps I could sneak around, but then something caught my eye. A lot of food in a bag. But then I got something big stuck on my head. It really hurt, Mama. It hurt so bad, and I didn't even get any food. I kind of like the way it looks, but it hurts. It really does. I tried again to get food, but it was all mushed into the ground now. The thing around my neck seemed to be staying. It was so scary. I just didn't know what to do. I hoped that my babies would be okay. I decided to try to get the fish, but it was too late. I bit at it one last time as it protected the fish. I was so scared. What if I couldn't do it? I nuzzled Shade. They were so cute and pretty, and I just loved all my pups with all my heart. I realized that I still hadn't followed the trail, and I actually found something, Mama. I found something. It was so cool. I sniffed it, and I smelled some strange scents. It smelled like multiple humans. I ran across even faster as everything seemed to turn much brighter. It would be day soon, but I was not leaving this trail behind. Not after I had found so much. I dug under the thinner snow, managed to get under a fence. I saw a human in the distance, but I had to know. I'd hide from them. I would. I saw a strange thing full of many different things. I told my cubs not to eat from it. It might be dangerous. I was so scared, though. I wondered if there might be food this way. And there was, Mama. I caught another vole, But then a human came. I snarled and snapped at it. I dropped my food as if I had to fight. I couldn't run because of the big thing on my neck. I was so scared, Mama. It walked towards me, really scary, as I slowly trotted away, injured, wounded. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared, Mama. I wasn't sure. It attacked me, Mama. I bit back at it. It swiped at me. It hurt. It really did. I was so hurt now. I wish that it didn't attack me. I saw the other human, and I realized that I was fenced off. I dug until my claws started to bleed. I finally managed to get through. I was so hurt though, Mama. I saw the other person though. They smelled of sick. I wished I could help, but I couldn't. And day was coming. I ran as fast as I could on a limp. I had to find food, and I hate to admit it, but I was lost. I soon found food, but the water looked sick, terrible. I grabbed a fish, hoping that it would be enough for my pups. I leapt up. I dropped it for them, even though I didn't know if it would make them sick or not. I admit some of them didn't even want to eat some of the parts. I wouldn't either. And the vole was running out. I couldn't even find any. I didn't smell food either. What was there here? Then I saw the human. Was it gonna come around? It was. I ran as fast as I ever had. Even faster than when the whole forest had caught on fire, Mama. I was so terrified at that moment. But the strange thing is, I knew that I had to help that woman somehow. How would I get over there, though? The man started walking away when he noticed me. He was clearly still a little hurt. I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want to hurt the humans, but I wanted to see if there was anything here, even though it was day. I found some berries and I grabbed them. And then I found something amazing, something that could teach my babies how to hunt. I called them, told them that they could learn. Sandy was absolutely amazing at it. They caught a little grub thing. I decided to walk back, but then something terrible happened. The human, it was coming. And it was walking up. I ran so fast, Mama. I attacked it. Again, I didn't want to at all. I limped on past it. But was Sandy hurt? I wasn't sure. But it was coming back after me, so I ran. I called for Sandy, I really did, but the human, it was too fast. It was coming after me. It was chasing me so much, Mama. I had to leave Sandy. I didn't want to. I felt my heart shatter in that moment. I gave some desperate cries for her, hoping that she would somehow find her way to me. The human walked back, and I didn't see Sandy. I hoped she would find me eventually. If she didn't, I wasn't sure what I would do. Oh, Mama, is she okay? I'm sure that you know. Only if I knew too, then I would know if I should grieve now or wait. What if she's alive? I didn't know. Then a miracle happened. I heard her. I cried out one last time for her, but I heard her yelp. I ran away so fast I couldn't risk it. Oh, poor Sandy. I hope you're okay, but How could you be? How could you be okay after all this? And I had to go back. It was day. I was so scared for you, Sandy. Are you up there now? Do you hear me? Do you know how I care? I chased after a vole, but then suddenly something big got me. I tried my best to get free. Eventually I did, but I was hurt again. The big thing was still stuck on me, and I had to catch the vole, though. But there was no food. I soon found that little hole again, and I actually caught a vole. I dropped it for my babies. I knew humans were coming. It was so terrible to know that they are here now, trying to take me and my pups. I limped away so fast, Mama. It hurt so bad. It was so bright in the day, too. My pups were terrified, screaming and squealing. I felt that something was wrong. I was so scared for my poor pups. I called them after me. I wasn't sure what I could do. Sandy must have been dead. I just hoped that she was dead already and something different. I was so worried. Suddenly, a huge crack happened and dirt began falling on our heads. We were so worried, and I knew Sandy must have died because I saw her in my dreams with Momma. I saw you too, Momma. But then something terrifying happened. There were humans all around the den, Momma. I wasn't sure what to do. They were coming. They had never come this close, and especially not at night. I was panicking, so I ran. I fled. The snow was thinner, and I could finally dig under it. I hoped that we wouldn't have to move. If we did have to move, then where would we move to? I smelled some food. I knew that it would be really important. I saw a rabbit. It would be a great food. But, Mama, I failed. I failed to catch it. I knew that I wouldn't be able to catch a rabbit. I'm glad I tried, but then, suddenly, I got a bright idea. I hid in a bush, Mama. This is what you had always done when you hunted rabbits. I caught it. I actually caught my first big foods. I gave it to my cubs. Hoped it would be enough, and I think it was. With only 2, it was plenty. I walked down a path away from all the human stuff, although I was sure humans might still be here. But then there was a dead end, Mama. I had never seen one of those before. I climbed back up, knowing that there must really not be any escape. Then I saw some food. It looked so good, but I didn't want to risk it. Especially if it had been poisoned or something, I couldn't risk it. What if a baby died because I had fed it food that it didn't even need? I continued walking, and I saw so much death. Death in the water, death everywhere. It was like everything around me was just dead. There wasn't really much to do anymore, Mama. Should I just sit around, let my babies live their own lives? I had to find you. I had to find you, and I had to find everyone else. Everyone that had died. But sun was coming, and I had hunted enough. I was going home, and hopefully the humans wouldn't have been there. If they were, I wasn't sure what I would do during the day. Luckily, they weren't there, and my cubs were perfectly happy to go inside. I slept, and... Mama, do you see that thing in the corner over there? Do you see that thing up there? That's the thing I had found on my second journey, and maybe I'll find something else on this journey. But I had to keep searching. If I didn't, then how would I find Shade and Dusty? I smelled them on the breeze. I smelled Flame. I had to find him. He was my pup. I could not lose two. I promised to not lose any. If I lost two, I don't think I could bear it. I ran, but I managed to keep a close eye on the pups. Alaska and Shade. What would Shade think if she knew that I named a pup after her? She would probably tease me for being sentimental. But suddenly, I saw a big trap with a badger in it. I recognized this. This was from when I was a pup. This place. I freed the badger, hoping that it would be as kind as the one from when I was a pup. And it was. It just ran away. And I could tell it was a cub. I continued to follow the scents. I was hoping that everything would be okay. But I had to find Flame. Although I admit, Mama, I shouldn't have taken my other pups, but I was so scared that they would die at the den. I wasn't sure what to do. Then I saw chains. Big chains, and I smelled the person, and I also smelled my baby. They were alive. Although it wasn't Sandy. It was only Flame. I bolted inside. I sniffed at the other pieces. I smelled smoke, Mama. I actually smelled smoke. This was all like happening again. And I smelled, beyond it, I actually smelled food. I smelled that enticing food smell. And I smelled Flame. But then I realized this is how you died, Mama. This is how I could have died. I turned away, noticing that there was also a human there. I was not going to risk my pups' lives. Not for this. And the thing that it is, well, I lost them. And it was my fault, Mama. It was. But there was nothing I could do about it. I just hoped he was alive, but one of my pups had already died. I could not kill the two others. I could not kill myself and them just to escape across. I turned around and walked away. I loved my pups so much. And then we left to find food because I knew they were starving and I would not focus on my little one that had already been missing. I would focus on the current present.